What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV. It's finished here 1-1 here against Eintracht Frankfurt in the first leg of the Europa League, and it's actually a really frustrating game, to be honest. Really frustrating game, because I thought first half a lot of possession without really doing much. Second half I thought it was better. We were creating more chances. We just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net, and that's the most frustrating thing about it, because the chances were there. We had multiple chances where we just could have put that ball in the back of the net, and I felt like we deserved to win today without really playing too well, if that makes sense. I thought Lucas Bergvall once again was a shining light for us. He was definitely our best player, running the midfield completely. But where we came unstuck was the front line. I think Sonny probably wasn't good enough today. Solanke wasn't good enough today. Brennan Johnson had that chance. He's got to put it away. That's his bread and butter, Brennan Johnson. But really, really frustrating. That's what it comes down to today. And I don't know, man. Like, if we play like that in the second leg, I think there is still a chance that we can go through. I weren't impressed with this Frankfurt side whatsoever. I weren't impressed with them, and I think if Frankfurt play like that in the second leg, there is a chance that we can go to Frankfurt and take the win. But that's what it comes down to now. It comes down to a 90-minute game of football out in Frankfurt with no away goals. There's no jeopardy on that side. So it's literally just comes down to 90 minutes of football out in Germany. And we know that Spurs away in Europe aren't the best, but looking at the Frankfurt side today, they didn't worry me too much. They really didn't worry me, and it looks as though we've got a chance. We've got every chance to go through in this second leg. And you're looking at the other ties. Bodo Glimt beat Lazio 2-0. So I said to Sim, I kept saying to Sim, Bodo Glimt, don't count them out against Lazio. They've got a very good chance to beat them, and they've beaten them 2-0. So you never know. If we go through, we could be going to Norway, and we could be playing a Bodo Glimt in the semi-final, which, if I would have told you that at the start of the Europa League campaign, you would have bitten your hand off for it. But don't underestimate this Bodo Glimt side, because they are very good. And I'm going to take it back to the forward line, because Dom Solanke, once again, really frustrating. He wasn't making it stick, not getting himself in too many chances. Brennan Johnson, when he did get the chance, he's got to put it all in the back of the net. And Sonny, I felt like Sonny, like with his passing and his crossing, like when he did get into those situations, just ballooning it, and just like really, really poor, to be honest, from all three of them. We did limit Eintracht to very little chances in that second half, but we got to be doing better. We got to be stamping our authority at home, and I think it was just a classic case of, not playing too well, but creating chances to win the game, and we didn't take those chances. So I think a very frustrating day all in all. You can see the Frankfurt fans there are still mingling around in the away, and I don't know if they've been kicked in or something, but they're starting to filter out now. The atmosphere from them lot was pretty something, and it gives you a little bit of a taste what you're going to experience out in Frankfurt next week. And I guess that's the kind of added thing that you're going to have next week is the atmosphere from the home end, and it's going to be a daunting away day just because of that. It's going to be it's going to be kind of aggressive from the home fans, and that's something that Spurs are going to have to deal with. And that's why I really thought that Spurs had to take a 2 or a 3 goal lead into this second leg. So that's the biggest frustration out of it all, because when you have the chances to win the game and you don't take it, and you know how poor you are away from home in Europe, and you know the kind of intense atmosphere that you're going to have to face in the second leg, sometimes it doesn't even come down to the football. Sometimes it just comes down to who wants it more on the day, you know what I mean? And I felt like Spurs did want it more on the day today. We just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. So, look, we move on. Once again, Lucas Bergvall, man, this guy is just incredible. But I'll tell you again, Jed Spence. Why did Jed Spence not start today? Jed Spence has been our best player for literally the last couple of months, alongside Lucas Bergvall. How can you not start the biggest game? How? I just don't get it. I just don't get some of the decisions that this manager makes. And you could see that we needed changes up front today. You could see it clearly. The front players weren't performing. Why did you leave it so late? Why did you leave it till about 10 minutes to go to bring on these attacking changes? I just don't get some of the decisions that this manager makes. But look, however frustrating it is all to play for in that second leg. Let's hope with all our heart that we can go there and do something special, because it will be something special under that intense atmosphere. I know this Frankfurt side weren't anything special today, but I think to go there in their home pitch will be a completely different kettle of fish, and we'll have to see what happens, guys. We'll have to see what happens. But that's me over and out from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 1-1 draw here. Let's hope that we can go to Frankfurt. Let's hope we can rest a few players this weekend against Wolves. Let us know your thoughts on the game in the comment section below. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.